Been a while, been a while. Feels like we're coming home. Coming home. The Ghost in the Snoot, Chapter 14, Resolve. I've forgotten everything. I just know that Lucy's dead and there's all bunch of stuff going on. Apparently in like 2 chapters. Um, it's gonna go really weird. It's just a time jump that's apparently absolutely insane. Anyway, let's enjoy ourselves where we are. I forgot where we're at, but I'm sure it'll come back to me as we read through this. Been almost a year though. Man, I still haven't published anything. I'm such a loser. Why can't I just do something already? The white noise, vaguely shaped like a person's voice, spills out of the speaker in Anon's phone. I could pick out notes of practice, professional want, and sympathy, but the actual content of the words dissolved into static that filled my head as I sat next to Anna. It's a big sentence. He was staring blankly across the room, eyes not really focused. Yes, that's what blank staring generally is. He didn't seem... No, Safi, that's not how it works. He didn't seem present, like his mind was in a universe apart. If I wasn't staring at him intently, he may as well have been doing as much as a... may have been as much of a ghost as I was. Hold on, I need to turn on loop. It wouldn't help. Oh, wait. My wings stretched, my feathers itched, and my claws wanted to sing into something. Now, they would help, of course, but the primal urge to lash out at something was hideously strong. But I feeling needed to wait. Man, I can't believe we're just a second into Swaddy Yachty. Ugh, it was a tiring day today, though. Been busy. I leaned over slightly and raised a hand gently and ever so gingerly, bringing it to rest on Anon's shoulder. His eyes fluttered slightly. Don't get too cocky. We're doing things very gently here. But barely counted as a reaction. He did more, some kind of grounding. I picked up a wing, slept it around, sent a pleasant sensation but needed support. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Some writers don't actually, like, stick on one thing for fucking years. God. Listen. I think that the Aaron in the middle is like the most... This story is constantly going places and doing stuff, but it's not really aware of the fact that like the characters are what you're trying to work with. There's no theme. There's no character. There's not really any plot. It's just like a history book description of series of events that happened. It's not fiction writing. It's like you were there, and it's like, yeah, but it wasn't a good story. Ugh. It's so weird, too. Man, it's just a weird read. I'll give you that much. Needed the support week gone by smoothly. We with Dad and Mom. Jeff was friends with the shop. Those things are kind of just moving. Mr. Moose. Oh, did his parents die? Is this the fic where like Anon's parents got hit in a car crash? Yeah, I think this is one where his parents died. Again, I don't know why. Were they assholes? I forgot. I'm completely ignorant of what his parents were like. I just know that they died in a car crash or something like that. All I can think about is like, why? Ugh. Every day I sit around and I'm like, the cost of moving on is such fucking dog shit. God. How is that my biggest thing? Ugh. Gross. Can I try something better, sis? No, I can't. I can write, but I can't publish. Sorry for your loss. All the competitors have become... legal drone. And just like that, it was like, man. Fuck, what have I got to ask? Is there anything I could do? There's one thing after another, isn't it? I feel like you shouldn't say, yeah, seems like it. You know, I feel like at this point you shouldn't say anything because, like, anything you say is going to be the wrong answer. Because it's just depressive doom scrolling, right? You shouldn't give him another post to doom scroll to. I want to reach out and hug his head, but, you know, ghost. Spooky ghost. Can't get too much. In addition with the bullet of the ladder, can bring myself to act. Like, the Anon in this one's an interesting guy, too. Because he's, like, stuck in the middle, and he's just constantly shoving himself to go forward. Oh, no. The words of the dead. His parents' old voicemails. Reed, can you bring me the good mushrooms? And you never want people to show up. I can't believe you called me to begin with. This is so mysterious and strange. When I get back, it'll swing by. Grab you two. I appreciate that he's aware of the fact that I've got a spooky ghost girlfriend who's gonna be coming. On the other hand, it's kind of weird, right? It's like, I can't pick you up separately. I can't tell she's here or not. Did they already figure out the little device? Because I think they figured out the little talkie device, too. It's really dumb that they do. Maybe they don't, they shouldn't. Mechanically, they never should, because at that point, like, what have you really killed anyone? If they can just talk to everyone and anyone as they see fit? You just got a weird, like that Spyro game where he's stuck with this cinder. I think it's like the third game. Man, I like that one. I kind of like that one. I got the DS one too. Man, remember when DS games were these wildly different experiences from the console? It's so weird. 20 minutes passed. Man, Reed, I get that you gotta pack up your whole laboratory, but could you hurry it up? Keep things comfortable. I like how you have to I have to change clothes in on, and you just go brrrr, I've changed clothes in. Dude to climb to his van. Then where we're headed didn't really matter. Midday traffic was thin enough. All the gravel road. Railroad tracks. We're not gonna do that movie, are we? Got reference from Pokemon. Detach enough. Cool day to get here. It's a can of beer. Anon, you're not old enough to drink beer in America. But you can come on over to Canada. So like you drinking beer feels funny. Man, you shouldn't mix beer and carf. Just don't throw it to alcoholic, buddy. So that I just have it a drink. Please, now's not the time to be gay. Not with Reed. God. I can't believe I'm gay. I'm not interested in my dead girlfriend ghost that's chained to me. I'm trying to have gay sex while she's there. They just exist. They're just trying to kind of let life pass on, you know? Hope the feelings go away. Got a phone call today about my parents. Everybody's like, man, they're dead. Oh, you have ghost parents following you now too, buddy? Because that's a little much. Oh, he didn't tell Reed yet. I thought he did. Maybe that was the closer of last chapter. That would make a lot of sense. Big Dad blew up at him. Turns out... Man. Just keep blaming yourself, Anon. It can only work out. And debris so figure the road dead and notice it in time. The debris was actually my angry letter telling him to fuck off. Guess it was pretty instant. Need to do something. What the shit, man? Are you okay? It's kind of fucked up. Let's pull up a different song. Listen, I like Skin Row Soul, but now's not the time. Okay, this'll do. Pale Morning from Wani. I feel like shit, but I can't feel it. Hard to explain. Just look at it. Doesn't feel real. And I'm starting to realize, like, why they tell you that you don't have to write much. It's because I don't give a shit about any of this, right? I get what you're trying to do is, like, establish that Reed's being a nice guy. But I feel like you could summarize that in a sentence and get the point across. Like, I know Reed's a cool guy. Like, I know a lot of people tell you that you shouldn't write down, like, Reed gave his usual assurances. But I feel like, on the other hand, it gives it lets you, like, we know it, we expect it. You can now delve into the emotional core of it. Like, Reed does his usual affirmations and little gestures and pat-pats, but none of them really land. As Anon's expression remains unchanging and that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm growing as an artist. Maybe I'm becoming even more of a pedantic snob, and I'm just turning into this Ouroboros of eating myself. Almost feels like a really shitty beat in the movie. So we had an argument, stereotypical kind of shit. That was the last thing I said to them. Well, it was the reason they came, which is kind of the funny part, is that you kind of made it happen yourself. Hey, man, you were going to bat for Lucy. You know, the dead one. Being stupid about things? I was used to that. Where do you think I got my bad habits? I got them from my parents. I inherited them. They gave me a box and told me, hey, you're going to have to start doing stupid stuff now. Could you, like, take care of these things before noon? Like I was a working man. Every single time I think about stuff, I remember that like Bad Apple ends with like fucking Trish going on a murder spree. It's just so weird, man. You can say what you want, but Bad Apple sticks with you. It's even weirder that it references the title at all. Whatever. You stood up for her. I could have made up with them too. They called me like 20 times. Obviously, they were freaked out. Instead, he flipped out at Trish. Oh, the Trish thing never really resolved properly, did it? Feel like I should cry or yell. You know, something's got to happen. I can't believe Anon's an orphan. And it's just kind of expected to deal with all this on top of everything else. Like, come on, man. This is the kind of stuff that destroys a man. At least you got a spooky ghost girlfriend. Don't seem to be able to get worked up around it. Because it feels like there really isn't anything you can do. So, like, your emotions just sink into this empty hole. Yeah. Sending a shower of gravel and dirt. Oh no! My shirt! I feel like Fang doesn't understand like how much Anon has just been in this emotional turmoil for a while. Like it's been a lot of down, then some ups. Like all the way from prom and possibly even before that, depending on how you want to cut it. Like, Anon's just fucking tired. And his parents, for all of it, weren't there. Like, they feel like this distant, abstract concept. Not like a real person that materially exists, right? Like, everyone in his life are strangers that he met. And now his family is gone, and his brain is like, what even is family? Like, my family became abstract, and strangers became my family. Right? Gonna make him feel sad. He just sits there going, ugh, man. Don't call it level-headed. He's filled with ennui. It's not level-headed. He's sucked into a different kind of emotion that just appears level-headed. Yeah, that's gotta be fucking annoying. I go crazy, man. I mean, I guess I could look outside the window and watch the world go by, but... I've gotten better at picking up those subtle emotions because he's literally the only freaking person. I feel weird about that, man. If someone was just watching me 24/7 and just learning how I worked. I'm like, okay, I get it. Go work for the Chinese government if you want to spy on me that much. Go to the FBI. See if they'll hire you. Just didn't have a way to express it anymore. Look, I couldn't do anything about. Hell if I knew where Trish was. Not like my phone works. Oh, that's where this picture comes from. I don't know if God really looks like that, but you know, pays attention. But I appreciate the effort of drawing this rather involved pose on the artist's behalf. Thank you, artist, for giving it a good old shot. But like, I don't know if this deserves the effort. If it's like a scene that really needs to be drawn. At that posture. Posture? You mean pose? You're holding a pose. Ugh. I like how you're trying to do stuff, but on the other hand, you've been stuck in this position, right? You're living vicariously through Anon. So on some level, you might just be selfish and like frustrated that Anon isn't living for you anymore. And then he laughs. I don't think I've ever seen that pissed off before. It's so cliche to like tell God to stuff it. You want to know why God doesn't give a shit about that? Because it's so cliche. It happens every day. Like someone in the world somewhere's yelling at God. Don't think I've ever seen angry on my behalf. Especially not telling this God to fuck off. Makes me feel kind of better. What kind of logic is that? I don't know. Everything sucks. There is no logic. There's just weird feels and gut instinct. Such a dweeb. Yeah, we're good. Like, Anon, what are you even gonna get out of your parents? Like, what are you gonna get? Yeah, he can count the people he knows and can count on one hand. One hand! Besides current me, we almost certainly talk later. Current me, you know? The narrator. Focus on the good vibes. Were they really that bad? That's the worst part. They weren't. But everything I can think of is just tainted by them being them. I mean, the ultimatum is kind of a, you know, line in the sand that colors everything as a result of it. Lets the seawater in. She alter cells hit everyone the horror. They were like non-binary. Ew. Like I'm an asshole, you know. I'm a bit of a bigot, but even that went a little far from me, and it wasn't even true. I mean, yeah, like if your last memories of someone are this negative, you know. It's like I've known Hitler all my life. He was a perfectly swell guy up until he joined that Nazi party, and man, the things just go sideways from there. Like, am I just supposed to forget all those years we had together? Can you do that? I don't know. I feel like people's morality is made in those crucibles. Like, that's where you find out who you really are when you have to make decisions like that. I haven't heard from Trish, like, at all. She left you calm down enough not to go after you. She turned to me and just let me have it. I mean, yeah. I probably had some of what you said coming. Told her off for some stuff that I've been keeping close to my chest, you know. You know, I don't feel like enough fics actually legitimately want to explore the possibility of, like, Reed and Trish having a relationship. I mean, it's a cute, interesting idea, like a fun angle to take. I personally want to do it with taking sort of the Snoot verse, like, setup for the band, like keeping it a bit more insular, and then taking the Gabavik, you know, high characters for it. I feel like they both would make for cute nerds, especially since Fang is so different from them in terms of, like, passion and what they want to do. Like, Reed is kind of laid back, but he's realistic, and Fang is like, we can do stuff forever, and I feel like the two of them, you know, they're friends for a reason, you know. But I'd find that interesting. I'd find that a fun angle to take. You know, the sense of, like, they're the talent, but we're the band, in a way. Always been stubborn, but it's easy to just kind of let her be if it meant even one of my friends happy. Trying to put it all in like her hands were clean. Oh. I couldn't let that go, so I fired back on some stuff. Look at her face, man. She was like, wait a minute, I could be responsible for anything? That's weird, man. That's spooky. That's creepy. Get out of here. I was worried about how you were doing the last couple of days. I tried to call and text her, but nothing. They don't even show up as red. I think she died. If she fucking died, man. I don't think so. Could probably try to take her with one of her siblings to be sure, but knowing T. I will into your corner. I think she might be done with me. Done with us. Just calls it quits. They're all out of here. Isn't Rosa like going to school or something? I think that's like what the story is doing. It's like Rosa's like finishing school. Or is that Bad Apple? Man. It's all slurry in my brain. Bad Apple is a trip, but it's a trip I don't ever want to repeat. Bad Apple is weird, man, with the flashbacks and everything. Ugh. Again, though, biggest problem is that it's so often are these things like twice as long as they realistically need to be for what they're trying to do. That's what I think gets me. It's so weird about the tryouts. It's so many of the tryouts are like these really crisp, short little things, right? Ugh. So weird. After all these big things. I feel like the community's dead to some extent, too. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a little gut feeling in the bottom of my little baby heart. I still haven't gone on Armored Porcupine's channel to see if he's, what he's up to. Don't know if it's even relevant. Anon simply nodded, unlike his more complex nods. I do appreciate this angle of like, no, I don't know. I could ask, but honestly, I don't think it matters. I appreciate the whole sense of like, yeah, I guess we're done. Are you okay? I thank you, Anon. You're only saying this because you know Fangs can give you shit. We already talked about me, Reed. Who's a good friend, like nothing. Feels petty to bring it up. I mean, your friendship might be dead. Like, I think people focus too much on, like, the material concept of death, instead of, like, the metaphorical implications of, like, losing friends or disowning someone, you know, like, actual meaning separation of... Does someone need to be dead for you to never have them in your life again? Like, what does it matter? Are you focused too much on the concept of eternal finality over the material reality of, like, you're not doing stuff with them and you never will? But, like, the possibility space is what you're fixated on. Oh, get out of here. Maybe I'm getting old, as they say. Oh, yeah. Baked out of my mind. I will say this summer has dramatically slowed my biological clock with how miserable it's been. So that's a nice thing. Fucking hell, though. God, my life feels like I just wasted so much of it. I don't know why, man. I don't know why I'm suddenly thinking about that. Try to force things to be cool again. Missed opportunities. I don't know, man. I think the reason I'm so upset about the community thing and my writing abilities, I know it's going to die. I've seen things like this die before. I know the life cycle enough that it's in the back of my head that I have to do something now. And if I don't, I'll miss out on the fame and fortune. But the real thing I care about is like the comments, like having fun conversations with people. I'll never get that. I'm not going to fucking Discord now. You'll never find me in a fucking Discord like that. Get that concept out of your head, please. Yours, nice as everyone. We haven't been back since your burial. I wonder if there's any of those. Feels like we should. It's a different environment. Definitely got everyone good. Aren't you inheriting all of their money? You could do that with your own cash, buddy. So, working a mo. Like, do you not understand that that lease was paid with money that they probably have to some extent? Like, especially if Anon's going to liquidate all their assets. Like, I don't like. I can't imagine they have too much cash, but it might at least take some pressure off, right? We're gonna do the mo job. Man, I miss the mods. I miss the ideas, and now it's all dead. You know what? Let's alleviate our worries by going to Don't Bite Me. The thing I'm following. I don't know how Encore and the rest are doing. Encore has this goofy ass on. Every time I think about Encore, I'm reminded of the weird on again, off again relationship that Encore has with its voice actors, apparently. And then there's devlog and the other thing. Listen, okay, I need to talk about this. Like, I look at devlog and I just don't give a shit. I don't know how to explain this, but there's nothing about devlog that makes me want to play it. I don't know why. There's just something missing there, man. Encore Demo 2.0. Well, fuck, I gotta put those on my to-watch list. And he's got that devlog lady. Devlog Steam demo. There's a Steam demo now? I still don't care, though. I don't know what it is. I look at devlog and I'm like, I don't think I can care about this. There's just something... Oh, it's out. It's fucking out? Huh. I don't know how to feel about that, man. Or is it just the demo release? It's early access? I don't know how to feel about this. Oh my god. You know what? Let's end this video with this negative review because it starts off with such a good fucking line. I can say quite honestly, devlog does a fine job at pretending it to have a good story. God, that's a great... That's such a mean line! That's so mean! You jerk! We're just wrapped around the world? What? I like that Reed has sort of accepted that he's always going to be in a three-way conversation, and he'll never know what of them saying. Gotta call it the Carfatorium. Trish thought it was a better name than my first thought. I don't know. Listen, I think there's something you need to understand. If devlog releases, right? Like, there's... Someone once told me that, like, the thing that can kill communities more than anything else is having those early, highly ambitious projects actually finish. Right? I forgot what context it was in, but I guess you could say, like, if Encore ever releases, like, everything will die. Because the thing that kept everyone up is the hope of it, right? It's this idea that there is a greatness waiting. You need something else to replace it before it goes away. Or not, or, like, what remains, right? We're done. We've done it. Encore has released. We have seen Snoot Game twice. There is nothing left. And that's what I'm upset about. I want to write something else before it's over. I want to finish something else just to prove it to myself, and I can't. First thought, it was a better name than first thought. Reed's feet. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. Who's the original guy? Rux fucking suck? I wouldn't need my carve plan. Supposed to be for fun. The little double bass thing was novel, but I didn't really see it shaken out. Even Lucy didn't like it. Gonna be honest, Reed. You're a good guy if you just weren't high all the time. Like, I wonder if you can even replicate it, right? Like, Encore and devlog and Stand By Me or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, those projects, you can't replicate them. They exist in this material state as being greater than themselves. So you can't fucking replicate that. You can't bring it back. When they're done, they're done. Was it Stand By Me? Hold On To Me, I think, might be what I'm thinking of. God, man. I have such a weird relationship with this community, considering that I have refused adamantly to actually do anything with it. I have a model of friendship myself. An old game plan, which is ghosting. You kind of gave off the vibe you thought we were better than us. You kept talking about how we were shit. Certainly better than what I feel like I deserved. Just kiss her already. So we're not to see who you're the guy I used to be. Do this for me at the drop of a hat. Yeah, I feel like a lot is said with redoing this at the drop of a hat. I also feel like you shouldn't call attention to it. Like, I feel the fact that this happened and all, you should just have Anna say that. Thank you, guy, for all the... I guess that is kind of what it's doing. I'm being nitpicky. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just sad right now. I'm so sad. Yeah, some people might say, right, like, Volcadera Ashfall is going to be the thing that brings it back. I don't think so. I think Volcadera Ashfall is either going to be a repetition of the same idea, or it's going to be a whole new thing, or it's going to be all, like, production value and no, like, actual substance. And say what you want, but Snoot Game happened because of a demo, of, like, a trailer. And I feel like what the environment in which like projects like Goodbye Volcano High even come into existence, like, I feel like that world is going away, right? I feel like there's a whole new world ahead of us, and it's a world I don't care about. Is this what becoming old is like? I guess that's just what being old is like. I guess I probably slowed the process by not being too invested in things. Thanks, Snoot Game! Fuck you! Yeah, we're gonna cut it here, but first we're gonna look at that review. You know what? Let's find that thoughts thinking song so we can get ourselves so we can properly think on things. Here we go. Having played the demo in its entirety on Steam twice before from the Megalink, I can say quite honestly the devlog does a fine job of pretending to have a good story. What the main chapters have going for it is the dress work. The dress work? The colorful characters, the times when numerous sprites are on screen, and the many guest appearances of artist styles. Also, the large chests gives off the air of something is happening, but it feels rather empty. I think by a visual novel 6th chapter. I mean, say what you want, but Snoot Game's chapters aren't really something you can feel. Materially speaking, unless you call out your chapters, it's up in the air, right? Chapters tend to be more like scenes and specific concepts being addressed. The story ought to have made its main issue apparent. From what I can gather, there are 3 things which bother our main protagonist, Dev Loper. Really? I guess it's called Devlog for a reason, but that's a terrible character name. Self-doubt, his drunk parents, his self-esteem. I feel like self-esteem is the same thing. Notice how I didn't list video game development or romance. That is because, over the course of 6 chapters, and around 15 hours of actual reading and game time, no real obstacle presents itself in these 2 issues. Any problem with the team's game development is dealt with instantly, at no sacrifice. Dev does not give anything up, nor is he changed in any real way. 6 chapters in, and we only see Dev cry over the same issues of his parents drinking, or his self-worth. Oh, let me just get rid of this. If the game is about Dev's growth, I can only imagine that happens in tandem with the development of the game, which we see little of. I mean, say what you want, but the romance in Wani and Snoot, as much as I criticize those games sometimes, man, they are integral to the story. And on learning to love someone and having relationships with Rang and getting it pulled into friend groups is important. And the same goes for Inko, right? Olivia is supposed to be like a more realistic person compared to his Reddit brain. Like, if devlog generally, like, I think this is kind of a problem that happens, because I think devlog lets you date, like, multiple characters. Like, there are multiple options. Not like polyamory or at the same time, but, like, you can choose, like you can do in Scaly Wings. The problem with that is that it means you can't make the love interest, like, thematically resonant with the story, or time into the plot, necessarily. Which is something that Scaly Wings really trips over. A second issue, the character Elliot Reddington is another source of contention for me. He's the rich boy of the group who's a little tight-lipped. When he presented his usefulness with paid refurbished shack and all the materials the gang needed for the little game, that should be a comma, I asked myself why this one thing here couldn't be the main focus of these first 6 chapters. Is there a gotcha to the seeming guileless act? Maybe, perhaps that's something to explore in more chapters, I suppose, but here, if the creators want a real obstacle for this team to overcome, why not have them scrap together what they can and create a small alpha of their idea and present it to Elliot or some small creative festival? Here's my issue. Elliot Reddington himself is only used to dev. He has no character so far other than a slight stickler, but get the gang what they need. This author isn't writing good. I'm feeling like I'm going crazy. Maybe I'm going crazy. He's Theo's roommate. What a coincidence. And he's filthy rich. What a coincidence. And he's amiable to the gang's mission despite its initial position as being stuffy and haughty. It is, in my opinion, a big missed opportunity to have the gang show something of themselves. That requires some major rewrites, which brings us to the next point. You know, I think all of this just reminds me that I know nothing about devlog. But I guess that explains the picture where they're like, visual novel girl. Same time, it is too bright. I like how I can I think I can tell who Elliot is in that picture. I don't know, man. The writing comes off as if I'm reading fanfiction. The tone, rhythm, and prose, something I found in AO3. Not a particularly bad thing, as many Snoot likes have the same character about its writing. But here, it is such a big project, some effort would be nice to convert from this style of writing. Then I did this. I woke up. Theo laughs, and his hand across his stomach into something that better worked with the visual aspect. With the sprites and art, so much on screen, a lot of what the characters say to either themselves or to one another ought to reflect more natural speech. We, the players, see when the characters laugh or leave or fall down. Yeah, this is something I pointed out in some mods. It's really weird that you're, like, describing things that are visually apparent on the screen. You know what? Your reviews is confusing me, Wando the Wiz, but up top. Agree on that point. No qualifiers. Just up top, down low, in the middle, too slow. I think that's weird. It just doesn't feel like the people who wrote the script were aware of the fact that there's going to be a finished version where the script is in a context instead of a script. You see, the writing stuff's up our experience with the game by telling us what is happening when it's not necessary all the time. In terms of quality, is passable. I can't remember a time when a scene felt like it could have been cut short. I mean, fic writers have the opposite problem. They cut them too long. Except maybe some of Hawthorne's class or Joblinx's? Joblinx's. Perhaps maybe some stuff where Dev is thinking to himself, man, I love me some Thinko. It's so bad. A lot of characters actually just tend to just exploit. There aren't many times when Dev figures out something on his own in regards to any of the characters. Everyone is introduced clearly with little mystery. The writing helps to fit these characters into neat little holes, which makes for easy digesting but much more engrossing. There's nothing to chew on! I kind of wanted to get through the scene most of the time. Yeah, I get that a lot too. It's like, yeah, I know what the scene is doing, I know what you're trying to do here. This is all set up, there's no execution here. Give me my twists, give me my moments of emotional resonance. Let me poke myself. We're almost there. We're like halfway, 2/3. An example I can pull, which carries these aforementioned issues. I'm gonna listen, Steam. You have a lovely page, but for big blocks of chess, my God, this markup is killing my eyes. An example I can pull, which carries all these aforementioned issues, would be Elliot route in Chapter 6, after beating all the Carney games, done not in the game's usual style for reasons I'm sure. Emily laments, nothing, I can't do anything right, and goes on to say, people just look at me like I'm an obstacle or an idiot. Excuse me? Where does this come from? Emily is the second girl we're introduced to. A whole chapter before Abigail. And not once does Dev or we see anything like this. It's very sudden, Dev doesn't point it out, which is strange, because when it comes to emotional one-on-ones, he's the very bestest. He's the natural, diffusing tough conversations. The funny thing about writing right is you can have characters do anything with anything. You can have a character who sits in front of a person and calls them like the worst slurs you can in the world, and he's like, you're right, I should be better, because they're characters in a story, and you can make them do whatever. And you can sell that if you want to lean on the concept, and we can say, sure, I'll believe that this writing is technically congruent, even though it's really bad, because it doesn't matter what he says, what matters is the mechanics of what he says. I don't know. This is why I tell you never try to write a character that's smarter than you, because you can only shoot yourself in the foot. Summarize, or have, like, basic cunning plans. Or just don't. There's this issue that we're not getting the full picture on Emily's situation. And if she's a love interest, an important character, we're getting more than a small scuffle in a shack to show the deep confidence issue she got. And it isn't enough that she's quiet. 6 chapters, you don't know why she's that way. 9 hours, give or take, and we get nothing of any character growth or vulnerability, except right at what is essentially the finish line. The same goes for Abigail's route, and Rebecca is favored by the creators and gets so much more nuanced route. Are you fucking kidding me? Who the fuck is Rebecca? I know none of these characters. I don't know what their names are. Listen. Okay, I say that. Listen, the reason I'm saying this is because I think it's funny that I know so little about it, but I'm so invested in this review. Apparently Rebecca's the obvious fucking goth punk kid with the fucking pink hair. I don't like Dev, man. Who the fuck wears a varsity jacket over a blazer with a dress shirt? What are you doing? Like, to me, it shows, like, you're trying to move on and you're, like, professional inside, like, you're gonna throw your varsity jacket away at some point. You're like, I was actually white guy Luke from the light side all along. And it's like, yeah, I get you, buddy. Go to hell. You're a big bingus. In this trailer, when the game says manage a chaotic team, we can do none of that. The team is fairly mild-mannered. When the game says handle brutal deadlines, there are none. Elliot never puts his foot down in any way when the team gets anything done. In the same chapter, they go to the carnival. You know, I remember applying to, I think, Megalovania or Megalobite, or whatever, man. It was that weird fic with, like, I think a shark. I'm glad I didn't get accepted, because at this point, I'm like, man, these projects suck. Everything I see about what's coming out the other end, I'm like, if I was involved with this, I would be fired. I'd be fired because I'm like, this doesn't work. I'd be too much of the common sense guy who just doesn't shut up, because I won't shut up, because I'm not going to be part of a project if I don't believe in it. And then they tell me that I just don't see the vision. And maybe they're right. That's the scary part. I can be wrong. Ugh. So it'd be better if I just never showed up in the first place. When the game says try to keep your sanity as no major obstacle, no push death to a breaking point. I feel like, listen, hold on, I'm going to stop the music. I'm gonna put something out, right? Like, I know this is like a demo, but shouldn't your demo sell me on the game? Like, I know the demo for 1E is absolutely terrible in terms of everything changes immediately afterwards. But I feel like your demo should sell me on the core, like, conflict of the game, right? Like, your demo should be, these are the deadlines, these are the chaotic moments. Like, okay, listen, you see this? You see this? Sandistry, by the way, sells you on it with the demo, because the demo is, here's some sand, make a machine, right? It sells you on the core premise. Meaningful choices. Okay, cool. In the demo, we're going to have 3 main choices, and they're big and impactful, and they dramatically alter the ending. It's a short demo, short and sweet, bam, 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 bam! Chapters go by, everything happens. Fun hand-drawn sprites. Cool, we got that. That's in lockdown. We can take this out of production, no problem. Heavily inspired. I don't fucking care. Let's see. They're going to make a video game. Development grind, college romances, multiple endings. Okay, so there's all this, like, there's chaos and friction and everything else. So we're going to have it so that the demo is, we're in the game development, there's a deadline coming up, bam, we've immediately got that tension, we're going to make it so that some characters are going to be annoying about it, and they need to do certain things, and they won't do them as well, and then the final product reflects that. Like, the graphics are bad, or the writing is bad, and et cetera, et cetera. Bam, bam, bam. This is how you solve problems. This is how you do all of them, and it requires compromise, and maybe one end, I don't know. You gotta sell me. You gotta sell people. Give them what they want, which is the meat. I know that you're overselling your product by going straight to the money shot, but you need the money shot because that's all a demo can be. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. If this was my first visual novel beyond SG and Wani, I'd say they did a magnificent job at copying those 2 games by putting a novel twist on the premise that I had not noticed. But this is not my first visual novel, and this isn't even my first Dino Anthro VN on Steam. Man, I should read more visual novels. I feel like I am underserved in this industry. I like how I click it and the first thing I fucking get is Persona 5. Fuck off! Persona, like, I feel like visual novel is a bit more of like an indie environment, considering what you're dealing with. Like, fuck off, man. Get your mainstream ass out of here. Can I look for dinosaurs? Can I just look for dinosaurs? I would love to look for dinosaurs. Dinosaur visual novels. Ugh. Anyway, in conclusion, this ought to have remained a mega link and even just a proof of concept of a general premise. My advice to Sis Shut-In Studio. What a weird name. Sis. Go back to the drawing board and give us at least 2 more full chapters. No, you need like 3 chapters. The setup to the tension, the resolution of the tension, and finally, you did it! That's all you need to sell people. Have the characters be their strongest selves, right? Like, I say that the Wani demo is weird, but Olivia is a very powerful version of herself in that. She's very evocative. In her introduction, it's just that none of that gets followed up on. That's the problem with me. But it's a very strong demo. We get a lot of character. We get a lot of setup. We get the contest and everything else. Like, there's so much that just at least tries But sometimes the demo has to be in the middle, right? You have to do it in the middle, or you have to do it in a hypothetical, theoretical middle, because you can't actually write the middle yet. Like, I don't know, man. There are a lot of options available to you. And if you don't see those options, what the fuck are you doing in a creative field? And if you didn't make those decisions and you just went with like the boring, we're starting at zero, I get it. But you can shortcut your introductions, you know that? You can just start off with, these are the characters that are part of this group, and this is the history they have up until this moment. I know I'm telling, not showing. It's a demo. Who fucking cares? It's a demo. Come on. It's raining. Anyway, 4 more chapters. Again, I don't think chapters matter. You're treating chapters like they are meaningful constituent components. Chapters are metaphysical. Like, they're practical on AO3 because that's how you turn pages, but they're not like physical objects. If I recall correctly, that picnic book is like, there are only a couple of chapters, and they're huge. But because the chapters, they aren't meaningful structure. They're come on, man. A few more chapters to flesh out the girls further and give the gang a real conflict, because it seems like everything is fine. Dev is making headway. The game is an HQ. The game is. The team is an HQ, and the group is stronger than ever. And Elliot is still rich. Nothing on the horizon spells doom. Yeah, I feel like that's a big problem. Your demo should end with like, and that's why it's cool. Like with Olivia, you finally made some progress, right? You finally did something. You got somewhere. With Sandustry, it's like, oh yeah, my machine is big and strong and sexy and handsome. Oh, what next? Who knows? That's the end of the demo. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I think that's neat. Also, I beat that demo by like, but just fucking slamming my face into a wall because it kept crashing every couple of minutes. It was great. God, I can't fucking wait for more, man. Wait, wait. That's how you're supposed to... What? Oh my god. Man, I need to look at more pictures of Sandustry, because I'm just a fucking idiot, apparently. Shut-in Studios has not learned anything for 2 years of development. Man, one day I'll develop a game and I'll get all the criticism I handed on myself. I'd recommend this game only so that aspiring studios can learn the strange creative decisions. You see, stuff like this makes me want to write my own stuff, but it also makes me go, man. I just kind of roll over in my bed and go, man. I'm just sad, man. I'm just sad, okay? I'm just mad. I'm just sad. I'm glad. God, I don't know, man. I just want to write and finish something. I feel like, for all, like, I feel like it comes from so many angles. Like, the community's dying. I want to prove something to myself. I also just want to prove that, like, for all of the shit that I've give, I can at least do something that isn't hot garbage myself, right? Because I stand by that it doesn't fucking matter how much shit you've got to poop out your butt if you don't post something, if you don't publish something, if you don't make something other people can actually read that's finished. It doesn't matter how good you are at anything. There is no greater artist than the one who has finished his work and has presented it to the world. For that man has, like, literally anything. God, poop my butt already.